Today we've got something a little bit different for you. We have been sent a
toy.
toy.
Now you see me, now you don't.
We've been sent a smoke machine by Colbor. I would say this is probably one of the most versatile, whilst also low budget smoke machines on the market. So we're going to have a little play with it.
Absolutely. It's one of those tools that we don't consider, but actually it's something that can elevate your photography and your creativity to the next level.
So here we go.
You can't smoke that.
You can't. Don't try this at home.
All right. When you get such an interesting machine, it comes with all sorts of accessories. What accessories do you have for me?
So the first thing that you have is some vegetable glycerin. This is actually the oil which creates the smoke. When you very first get the machine, you fill the chamber up quarter?
3/4.
3/4, which is only about 1/4 of this bottle. So this will last you a little while. And then once you've put it in, you do need to let it settle.
5 minutes.
Yeah, so that you don't burn out the motor on your first use. So we've already filled ours up and we're ready to go. Now you also get a number of attachments and accessories with it. You've got little nozzles which allow you to direct the smoke. You've also got a very long nozzle which allows you to bend the smoke. There you go. This is with a small nozzle attachment. You've got this one, which allows you to bend the smoke. So if you needed to curve it into an area, or let's say, as Con said, if you were doing macro photography, you wanted to point it at a very small portion of your frame, then you could do that. You've also got a remote control, which is handy. And the most exciting one, I think, is the fact that it has RGB.
We all know when something has RGB, it's really, really good.
Automatically better.
When you buy a PC, if it doesn't have RGB, it performs at least 50% less or slower than a PC with RGB.
That's right. So this is an RGB light, but it's also a fan, so it gives you additional speed settings. Natively, it has 5 different speed settings in the unit and 5 different density settings. So with all those combinations, you've got about 25 different modes or settings that you can program in. This then gives you more settings and more fan speeds, as well as your RGB lights.
Yeah, so it's all about modifying your smoke effectively. You want to lay it on something, or you want to look at, let's say it's a windy smoke. All sorts of things. You can be so creative about it. Let yourself run wild.
That's right. The last thing that I think you have in your pocket is the sponge, which allows you to layer smoke onto objects. Obviously, if it's very windy, it will take quite a bit of time, but it does kind of really diffuse the smoke. So if you want that almost like creepy cauldron look, if you want to look like your hand is on fire, then you can do that. Look, it's staying on my jumper. That's amazing.
You can do magic, Becky.
We can do magic. So abracadabra. That's right. Anyway. In terms of environmentally friendliness, it is, as we said, it's vegetarian, vegan, glycerin. So it dissipates really, really quickly. In a built-up area, you'll probably find it will take longer. We're outdoors in the great outdoors, so the smoke is dispelling and dispersing very, very quickly.
Yeah, very low carbohydrate content and gluten-free.
And it's keto.
Don't trust me on that.
Okay.
So you can change the RGB colors to whatever you want, set it this way. I assume with the right lighting, you can create a flare effect if you want to.
One thing that people have said is that the magnets are not super strong. It is true, they are not incredibly strong. However, we haven't yet, in all of our playing around, lost either of these attachments, and once they're on, it doesn't feel like they're going to come off. Now, I will say, I said playing around is because this is a really fun tool to use. And as a close-up macro photographer, I would say, although this won't necessarily fill an entire landscape, it could be really useful for creative effects when you're doing macro photography, if you're trying to do product photography, if you're doing a little bit of close-up filming, detail filming, and also just for small closer video scenes. So if you spend your spare time photographing, let's say, Lego or, as you said, anime figurines, then you could use this actually. And I think it would just bring an extra level to your photography without having to use a bunch of effects in post-processing.
The thing is, this stick gives us so much joy.
So much joy.
Just a kind of a childhood happiness.
Yeah, exactly.
And a sense of wonder
It's like,
that no other filter or flash will give you.
That's
Those
right.
are tools, they're professional tools, but this is a fun thing to have.
it is.
So I think everyone should have one, really.
And there you have it, folks. That is the Colbor CF5 smoke machine.
It's a fun and creative tool to elevate your photography or videography.
That's right. We'd like to thank Colbor for sending us this to test out. And thank you very much for watching.
Yeah, we're gonna keep this one because there's so much fun to be had in there.
You can do a lot.
But if you found this video useful, then there's a like and subscribe button.
And there's a super thanks as well, if
Yeah.
you're up for it.
Absolutely. Let's go smoke up the place.
Whoop, whoop.